Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. I'm Mark, and today I'm going to be talking about a 2025 Revel. And I'm really kind of excited to do this. They've had the new chassis out for a little bit. We've got some of our 24s on it, but this has got the new floor plan. There's a lot of great features. So I'm going to try to focus on what they changed, what's new this year. Let's go ahead and start up front as usual. Now, one nice change they made is to these headlights. They're now adaptive headlights. So you don't really need to worry about, if a car's coming at you, do you have to dim them or brighten them and making any adjustments? They take care of that for you. And like I mentioned, this is the brand new all-wheel drive Mercedes Sprinter chassis. Let's just take a real quick look at the engine. You've seen this several times. They have made this a smaller, lighter engine, a 4-cylinder, 30 pounds lighter, 211 horsepower. So they've actually got more horsepower and more torque in a more efficient engine. And like I say, there's a lot of videos where we talk about this a little bit more if you want to take a look. Another thing, these are taller by a couple, 3 inches. They have a step right here. So if I am going to be washing my windshield, somebody my size or shorter can get up there quite easily. Another thing that I really like that you can see up front is the new luggage rack, and there's a light bar up there. Those lights are covered right now. But you have two 11,000 lumen light panels up there. So if you do like to go out at night and shine deer or hunt Bigfoot or whatever you do, you got plenty of light with that new light rack, which now comes standard. Okay, let's go around, point out a few more of the new things. Once again, this is a blue-gray color. This is not the new color. But they do have new wheels. If you take a look, Revel has their own wheels now. You can see down here, just great looking black wheel, and these are the off-road tires, so very good package for getting off-road. They changed their running boards, and I really like these. It's a permanent mount, heavy-duty running board. You've got some lights on the end. There are some ground effect lights underneath too. And if you notice throughout the whole coach, they have stamped Revel and even put little Revel cutouts throughout. Did a little embroidering on the seats. They just did a lot to really step up their game. By the way, the Revel has been around now for 7 years. And when these were first coming out, they had AGM batteries. Then a couple of years ago, they went to a lithium battery, and that was like a 120 amp hour lithium battery. Well, this has the Lithionics, and there's two 320 volt batteries in there. Basically, you've got over 12,000 amp hours. Now, for comparison, the AGM batteries produced about 600 amp hours. And then when they originally went to the lithium battery, it was about 1,600. Well, now they're 6,000 each, a little over that. So 12,000, actually that's watt hours. And it gets confusing when they talk about amp hours and watt hours. But what it means, you can take this coach out for 7 days with average use and not have to worry about starting your engine to recharge those batteries. This does have an extra alternator in it. It's a 48 volt alternator designed to charge the lithium batteries. It would charge it in about 2 to 2.5 hours of driving. You also have 210 watts of solar on the roof, which can be expanded to 1,600 watts with auxiliary ports. And by expanded, I mean you can just plug in the auxiliary solar panels and you don't need to worry about upgrading your regulator or anything like that. It's already built in for you. Let's walk around a little bit more. Of course, we've still got the A&E awning there. Another nice change that they made is to the ladder. It's a permanent mount ladder now. Extremely heavy duty. As you recall, it used to mount on the other side. It's something you took off and hung off on the side if you wanted to get up on top. Now they've got a heavy duty permanent mount. Again, they put a little board here for you to maybe bungee things up onto. Again, a great improvement on the ladder. I'll give you a brief look inside. There's a little bit of a different floor plan. We'll talk about it more when we get in there. But as you can see, they allow a little bit of a place to sit down here. You can see your lithium batteries are back here. So the wake up button is right here on the outside now. We also have an outside light that may be for our underneath light actually. We've got a 12 volt, and then this is one of our auxiliary solar ports right there. We still have the 5,000 pound rating, the class 3 hitch on that, 500 pounds of pin weight for your towing. They did add some floor tracks in here, help tie things down a little bit better. And they also changed the water input over on this side. They've got your winterization tube right here. This is a simpler, more efficient unit. Can turn your water pump on right here. This is for your inlet. And another big change for this year is now there is a 35-gallon freshwater tank, and there is a place to fill that tank from inside. So if you want to gravity fill it with a funnel and 5-gallon bucket, you can do that from inside now, and we'll show that when we get in there. So again, a few of the changes. Another one of the big changes I'll talk about as we're walking around the driver's side, they have a timberline system for your heat and hot water. I've got it running right now. It runs off your diesel fuel. There's also an electric element in there. The timberline is much more efficient, especially at higher altitudes. They're rated up to 10,000 feet, I believe. And if you're going much over that, you want to start that furnace down at lower elevation, and as you drive up there, it'll run better rather than just wait until you're up to 9,000 or 10,000 feet and firing it up. Okay, we still have the canister toilet. Pulls out right here. 5-gallon, 20 gallons of gray water, and right there's the dump valve for the gray water. Again, the heavy-duty running board with ground effect lights underneath. Not a lot of change in the dash, and we'll talk about that a little more when we get inside. But like I say, everything's a little bit taller, and I notice that as I step up into the cab, as I walk up to the hood. The nice thing about that is you've got about 3 inches more clearance with this unit. There's a new rack that you can see up on top, a luggage rack there. You have your 2 solar panels on the top. And if you see, they've even put their little Revel emblem any place they could laser cut it in. They added that. Kind of a neat feature, like I say, 7 years now. It really is one of the staples of the Class B market, and it's really found its own niche. Let's take a look inside and show you some of the changes they made in there. First thing I'm going to point out is the table. And they've always had a table here, have a little different strap, easier to adjust it for height if you need to. And they've kind of got the map design on the countertop there. And they still have the refrigerator over on the end. So as you can see, it's easy to access when you're standing outside. Okay, come on in and let me point out a few things that they did with these seats. First of all, much nicer seats, much more comfortable. Like I said, they've been embroidered in their Revel design, and they've made these adjustable this year. This seat, you can slide over to give more room. If you've got 2 kids in car seats, you've got the 3-point seat belts right there. But actually, now it's big enough for 2 adults to sit here. And you don't feel overly cramped like you did before. This table, also a nice improvement. There's no pedestal underneath to impede your legs. And again, it's got the nice map design right here. Let me slide over. Now, this seat also will pull forward. And that's nice when you're getting your table in and out because it's back there, makes it a little bit easier. Let me slide this in. There we go. Okay, why don't you come on inside, Jody? And another nice improvement is our latches for the cabinets. If you see red, it means it's unlocked. But these are really heavy-duty latches. You can see inside here we've got our USB ports, USB-C. There is a 110 outlet there. And again, once it's down, turn it so you can't see the red. That's locked solid. We still have the dual pane acrylic windows with the day-night shades. You can pull down for the screen. And this is nice if you want to open your windows in the summer, put your fan on to draw breeze through, but not let the bugs in. And then we do, I should have lifted this first. I'll show you on another one. I don't want to force that too much, but our night screen pulls up from the bottom, so it's a full blackout at night for you there. While I'm here, I'll also point out this comes with the cab bed, so this is the blow-up air mattress for the cab. And then up here, I don't know how well you can see them, but you do have your blackout shades for the cab area right there. Okay. Now, right here in the kitchen, they made a nice improvement. Number one, they had a small cabinet here, like a spice cabinet or a little bit, of a pantry. So by doing that, they've made a bigger surface here. And you also get a nice extension top right there. And then your one-burner induction cooktop is right underneath. So you can pull that out, put it up here, put it down on the cutting board if you want, lay it outside on the table, and you've got a place to plug it in right there. Get some light on here. They still have the little ram mount baskets throughout. Again, we've got another storage cabinet up here. You can see we've got all of our Winnebago manuals. Down below here. And one nice thing about these type of latches, they really cut down on a lot of the rattling when you're going down the road. And then these are all soft close also. Again, your 110, got your USB port there. There we are. And then over here, there is a little bit of a cabinet there. I don't know if you can use that maybe for pantry or food, or you'll find something to use it for. While we're right here, get a shot right back here, Jody. I was telling you there is a place to fill the water from the inside. So you've got a 35-gallon tank, and you can actually fill it right there if you like. Okay, let's back up a little bit and talk about the bathroom. So again, they've got the new latch here. So there's not the rattling you used to hear with the magnetic latches. And this is 2 doors now. And then, oops, you can see there's a mirror up on this door. Got a bamboo shelf there. They do provide you a little basket. That's your shower insert. Down here, you've got your sewer hose, you've got your outside shower for the rear, 30-amp power cord, and that toilet does still pivot 90 degrees, so you can sit this way when you're in there. Little cubby back there to keep your toilet paper and stuff dry. Another nice feature they added here, this little extension to give you a little bit more privacy. Maybe you want to step in the back and get dressed or something. And then also, in the line of privacy, they gave you a new curtain here going into the back bed area. So gives you, a little bit more separation between the front and back. And this is somewhat insulated. You've got a thermal factor to it. So maybe on a summer camping trip when it's really hot and you want to run the air conditioner back here, you can drop this and keep the cool air right back here where you're sleeping. Okay, I do need to grab the keys up here real quick to lower my bed. And again, this is the same. Oh, as long as I'm right here, I might as well point out a couple of things. You've got some different monitor panels up here this year. Now, this is our timber line for our furnace and our hot water. You can still monitor your battery levels right here, turn on your water pump. But this is quite interesting. So we've got the two lithium batteries, and those are the Lithionics. We've got a 3600 watt inverter, and right now we're working on DC. You can kind of use this just as like a 12 volt battery disconnect there. The lights come back on. When I turn on my, and it'll take a minute for this to fire back up. When I turn on my AC, and it'll take a bit to register, but this will jump up to about 1.5 kilowatts. And the reason is I'm turning on my inverter. Now, maybe you want to watch TV, run your air conditioner, your induction cook surface. You need that inverter, so you turn it on right here. Well, it hasn't jumped up yet, but generally you'll see the spike right there. And that's why we have told you in the past, if you have an inverter in your coach and you forget to turn it off, it's going to drain that battery right away. And we'll come back to this graph. In fact, as you turn your lights up and down, you'll see the power go up and down. Right now we're using what they predict would be 879 watt hours in a 7-hour day. Like I said, we're over 12,000 watt hours. Clearly you could have a week or more without having to worry about running out of power. Okay, and then back to the bed, I wanted to drop this down. Let me set this all the way in. I'm gonna hit here. One thing that, as long as I'm here, pointed out you got a place to sit down now. This is down a little bit, it will go up higher. But somebody my size can sit here very comfortably. But make sure your cushions are all the way back, or as you drop the bed, it kind of hits it. And then, oops, sorry about that. So in the past, they had 3.5-inch mattress. And a lot of people would end up buying a topper or another mattress to put in there. There we go. So now we've got it's a 5-inch or 5.5-inch mattress, very high density foam, and they actually made this reversible. It's a little more, a little softer, a little plusher on the underneath. So you can turn that over maybe for a more comfortable sleeper. But it's still the 79-inch sleeper with your flare outs, but you know, big improvement on the mattress they put in here. Let me go ahead and run that back up. There we go. There we are. So you did lose your storage back here that you used to have in the bins. You have a small compartment here, and you still have your netting on the side and overhead, but now your lithium batteries are inaccessible and they're back here. And I just wanted to talk a brief moment about the Lithionics battery. One thing about Lithionics is they are one of the very few that has been earned the Underwriter Laboratories accreditation. And to be listed with Underwriter Laboratories, it has to go through an extensive series of testing. One of them includes a 22,000-pound weight being put on the battery, and they can't fail. They can't leak anything. They have to continue to work. So with that Underwriter Laboratories endorsement, it comes with a multi-million-dollar insurance policy. So if anything should happen to your coach and it's battery related, everything will be covered. But there's just a peace of mind of knowing that you've got probably the safest lithium batteries on the market. And like I say, with 12,000 plus watt hours of use, easily, you can spend a long time in the woods in a unit like this without running out of power. There's always something I forget, and I'll bring that to you in the next video. But let me see. I think we covered it all here. Like I say, this is the new design for the Revel. So all your 2025s will have this floor plan on the all-wheel drive chassis. The 2024s have the all-wheel drive chassis with the old floor plan. So once again, my name's Mark Love. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or if you want to come down and test drive. We have Revels. We also have Echoes on the lot on the new chassis with the new floor plan. So I think my contact information's right there on the screen. Call or text at 970-631-0083. Like always, happy trails, my friends. Until next time, drive safe out there.